What's up, SYNTHO? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 6 easy wins to improve your drum grooves. These aren't the most advanced tips, but the ones that are super effective, and sometimes most simple things are the most effective. And I know all too well what it's like sometimes to forget about just doing the basics to improve your grooves. So I'm going to timestamp this video so you can jump across to find what you want, but I'd highly recommend all of you checking this out. It's especially effective for the tech house kind of fast, speedy grooves. So let's get into it. So folks, I'm going to show you 6 techniques which helped me create this vibe when I was trying to create something in the style of Rossi, but ended up creating something a bit more underground as something I'm really digging, so I'm actually going to pursue it in my own way. But before I carry on, I was like, I might as well share these golden nuggets and breakthroughs that I've made. So listen to this. So yeah, I think it's sounding really cool. So before I went into the synths, I was like, I need to share some of this knowledge with you guys. So I'm going to close this groove now and talk you through each point. And we're first going to load a 909 kick drum. So I'm going to type in 909 bass drum. And I'm often finding my 909s from... let me show you. So this pack, it's called... From Mars. It's samples from Mars and 99 loops from Mars. So I'd recommend checking this out. So let's find one I like this one. This one in MIDI. Drag this in, and now we've got our bass drum. So the first tip is using pitch on your drums. So let's just write a simple 4/4 pattern with this kick drum. And something that sometimes we forget is that we can actually manipulate the pitch of the sample to create different vibes. And I often find that these kind of driving tech tracks, it's kind of hard to define, but the one I was just making actually have kicks pitched up a bit. So if you hit controls, can you feel that energy lift straight away? And this technique can be used across all of your samples. So I'm actually going to duplicate this snare and drag it out here so we can listen to the same one here. But remember to experiment with pitches. This can be done on a track you finished, a track that you just started. Just see if by changing the pitch you can actually switch up and improve the groove. So here, if we go into this snare, see there, that's 2. Let's see this one I've layered with it. Can you see that energy just shifts up and down as the pitch moves? So it's something I used to do loads at the start, but something I've thought less about in recent times. But honestly, just switching up the pitch can really change the groove and get it tighter and just set you up for that next step in the track. So the next point is layering. Layering is a weird one. Sometimes I say don't layer, sometimes I say do layer, because when you layer, you are going to create yourself more work to do in the final mix. So I would never really layer your low end. What I do like to do is layer snares. So for example, if we just put in, let's just type in snare here. I want to show you how I like to do it if it's a snare drum. So if we do right click, MIDI track, put this snare in, we have got this. Let's just put a basic offbeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually bring the sustain down. And my favourite way to layer is right-clicking this and group it to itself. And then there is this little button here. Hit this, and you can drag and drop samples in. And why I like this, I think it's just the limitations visually that you can only see these 2 sounds here. It's not like having different channels, etc. You can expand it here and just adjust the volume. And to me, it just feels like one sound. Like you could have grouped it to a drum rack, but I don't know. I like this. So let's just put this with the kick. Let's bring the sustain down. pitch it up. Pitch this one up. And when I draw a MIDI pattern now, it'll play both the snares. I like to do 2 MIDI patterns. Always remember your velocities. So yeah, super effective, and you know, it can sound really nice. Don't overdo it when it comes to the old layering, but you can see now if I turn one of these off, but you can blend them like this. Now they sound really nice. I think because I've reduced the sustain as well, they sound really tight. And let's put a EQ8. Make it a bit tighter. And we could use the bass drum. Got a really cool tight groove. So my next tip is when using loops, and a lot of these style tracks like this, rolling tech house, use loops. So I'd recommend everyone investing in some loops. Well, not loops, sample packs that have loops inside. Everyone is using loops between me and you if you've not already noticed. So I'm going to go for Thomas Penton pack, which I've used a lot before. Essential loops. I'm going to go hi-hat loops. I want to find something. Let's do this one just to show you the example. So drag and drop this into an audio track. It'll automatically do that if you just drag it there. Then turn it down. Let's play it. Or what I want you to do is double click inside here, and we can hit this button here, the transient. So we're going to switch the shape to this forward one. And what this then does is, when we reduce this 100, it'll become tighter. You can already hear it. This is that sound you hear in a lot of these tracks. And you immediately get a groove. And I find this is really good if you're in a bit of a creative rut and you're not sure what to do. It almost works on any kind of loops. So let's go for a percussion loop, if there's one in here. Like a filler loops are very good for this kind of thing as well. So if we press play with the filler loop in full, quite a lot going on. Hit this transient button, hit it here. And again, we could play with the pitch if we wanted to make it more unique. We could do all sorts of effects. Let's pitch this down maybe. We could put a phaser on here, for example. This is kind of off grid, but I just want to show you. Fill loops are actually better to use for this than hi-hat loops. They tend to just have a bit more kind of wiggle to them and leaves it open to do your own hi-hat grooves. So the next thing I want to show you is something when you build out your actually no, I want to show you this one first. So a lot of 16th grooves. So 16th grooves really just means to me like clavs are good for this, or little modular sounds. You know, little clicks. Like this. So we can either do it by by hand. And use your velocities to kind of do that. have it quite far back in the mix. And you start getting this roll. You know, with that other fill loop, it's already sounding great. So if we took that fill loop out, and let's put some maybe reverb, delay. Let's put some pan on that. This thing we've added, and you'll start to hear. And when I say lots of 16 grooves, you could then add like a 808 hi-hat. Let's have this again, now the velocity's like this, and have it quite down in the mix. And we'll start to get this real speed. And with that phaser on there, it's sounding really, really good. So my next tip is to use a sequencer to generate some percussion. So you guys will have seen me use Alex Kidd sequencers before. Probabilistic sequencer. There is an updated version, which I'll link somewhere. So what we can do again, put in here, if you've got any glitch kind of sound, I'm just going to search glitch. That's good. This is from a pack called Waveform Recordings Tech House. If we click random here, it'll just generate a random pattern. Well, this is actually like a synthetic sound, so it's probably better to have some kind of like modular. Like this is from, I'm not too sure, let's have a look. Showing places. Not sure what this is from. Just oh, East End Dubs pack. So we could put this. So we might just like these high pitch ones like this. See, that's cool. Then we could put some effects in here as well. But using these sequences can really create some nice randomization in the track, which you wouldn't necessarily want to draw in. I apologise, I've got a bit of a cold today, so I'm really fighting through it. And the last thing I've got is end of bar fills. So I'm going to call this mod. And the end of bar fill just means putting something at the end of the bar which fills the space. So I'm going to go for an open hi-hat and show you this. So what you want to do with this is, let's go for this one. And end of the bar just basically means put something at the end of the bar. So we go. Like this, which sounds pretty cool. But then let's put some effects on it. So let's go for that phaser again, which you guys know I love. Phaser, and we're going to go for a delay as well. So we're going to go for audio effects, EQ, echo. Let's go for ambient spaces. Let's see what happens. Oh, nice. Try shimmery. So let me show you the track I had before. I'm going to talk you through the techniques quickly of what I did in this one. So if I take the bass out, so it's a bit less bassy. Let's compared to this one. I want to put these vocals inside this one as well, so we can hear these. And we'll move on to kind of like vocal glitches into another part, I think. So let's listen to him here. So yeah, they're the fundamental techniques I followed to get this groove. Let's get this open hat in here as well, because that's adding quite a big part of this groove. And then in another part, which I think what else we got? We've got some more loops. You can layer quite a lot of loops, so depending on what loops you've got, like you just literally put loop. But a lot of these tracks are using these kind of things, and they just tighten the thing up. So let's put it on here, transient, change it again. See how much groove that adds every time. If you compare it to that now. This is arguably groovy in that other one now. So yeah, so if you enjoyed that, folks, check out the SYNTHO app here. We have got over 400 tutorials. We've got a news feed to connect with like-minded producers. We've also got a feedback system, so we can check out the videos like this. And we've got our different languages, playback speed, and all sorts. We've got a community Discord. So if you want to sign up, we have got a £10 trial. And if you've got any questions, just get in touch with me. And anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this YouTube tutorial. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you all very soon.